Hello. Good to be here again. Well, actually, at 72, it's pretty good to be anywhere. But here is particularly good. Yesterday, I watched some good stuff on the news. And, not CTV, not CBC. They won't tell you what's going on unless it's politically correct and meets the agenda of those in political influence in Canada, which means the Liberals, Trudeau. Anyways, I saw Biden meeting with some U.S. I've said this about 3 or 4 times. Get over it. Going to try to make these videos shorter. YouTube tells me, oh, ask everybody to subscribe and so on and so on. Oh, you really have to listen to YouTube because they can tell you what and what and what, and you had better listen. Oh, jeez. Anyways, I tried to listen, but I heard Biden speak to his U.S. soldiers and on the border of Poland, so on and so on. I mentioned this last video. And he said, when you get into Poland, you are going to see women and children. And he kind of wandered off a little bit, which is what he does. If there isn't, what are those fancy little machines that tell a person everything they should say as they're making a speech? Trump uses those. I mean, they are there on occasion. He doesn't use them. Well, he doesn't need to. He just waxes eloquent and lets her all hang out. Biden needs those things because Biden indicated to Putin yesterday that he had every intention of the U.S. Army to have boots on the ground inside the Ukraine. I know when I did the one stupid thing, I got Poland and Ukraine mixed up, and oh well. As I said, I am 72. Well, I hope I don't look 72, but I'm afraid I do. And worse, I hope I don't ever act like 72. Jeez. But anyways, today I tried. I took a shot at it. Biden was speaking to a huge group of people, telling them how much the U.S. had done and how much they were willing to do. And he told them about the southern border, and the southern border is so important because 8,000 people come across a month. It's kind of like my ex-wife saying she had a friend of hers do an appraisal on the last horse that I helped birth. And she raised the big German mare that kicked me. She didn't want anything to do with that little baby, and in no uncertain terms, she was not having anything to do with that baby, and tried to kick it and everything else. We had to drug her in order to get the colostrum, the first milk, which has to be milked from the mare when she's trying to kick your head off, and given to the baby, because wherein the baby then has certain immunities that are directly related to the mother. And anyways, okay, so Biden, he just waxed eloquently, and I thought, if you didn't know this stumbling, bumbling idiot, I would have said fool, but there's a scripture. It says, call no man a fool. Not good. Idiot doesn't make mention of that, which is kind of good because when I run out of my vocabulary, I get a little coarse. It's not good, as you probably noticed. But anyways, if you weren't careful and you listen to Biden, I'm waiting for the fact checkers. By about 10 tonight, We will have it figured out. Every lie and deception and deceiving statement. Oh, politicians call them, oh, they misspoke. Uh, what that means is they flat out lied. And they got caught. And as such, oh well, they're not sorry for the lie they told. They are sorry that they got caught for telling the lie that they did tell. Beautiful. Just beautiful. What happens to politicians when they get elected and they become narcissistic beyond measure, and they then become the authorities on what you and I as a people are deserving of? Which incidentally is why the lady from Germany at NATO and the gentleman from Croatia at NATO called him out. You won't hear that on our Canadian news. It's unfortunate. It truly is unfortunate. But anyways, so before the day is over, the fact checkers at Fox News, and they're people they hire to go over every word, every innuendo, every inflection that Biden speaks. And those poor guys and gals that work in the PR department for the Democratic Party, they just must pull their hair out, because their full-time job is not just writing speeches, but it's analyzing how that idiot Biden takes everything that they try to put down and he perverts it and twists it, because he doesn't know necessarily what he's doing. But I've studied people who said Russian soldiers, they just aren't very good at fighting. What a dumb thing to say. Russian soldiers, I happen to have a friend, and he's not Irish, eh? But he is well trained in hand to hand. And I didn't ask him what his country of origin was. It doesn't matter. I looked at him. I smiled. He smiled. 2 minutes we were talking about the Lord. You know, Putin, he is not the Russian people. Last I heard, 15,000 people had been arrested in Russia. What Biden really was doing yesterday when he told his own soldiers, when you get into Ukraine, got it right this time, you will see women and children. And what he was saying was, you will see women and children being killed indiscriminately, without a care, because Putin doesn't care. He has no need to care. Trudeau doesn't care. He has no need to care. He pretends. Biden pretends. And they're surprised when we don't fall in line behind the crap that they're selling. And Trudeau is still persecuting the Canadian Freedom Convoy, the truckers, moving food, everything, all across Canada, the United States of America. And that wonderful little Christine Anderson from Germany, she said to Trudeau, you should not be allowed to speak here. You are not worthy to speak. You are not worthy to be in our company, because your heroes are Xi Jinping, Chinese Communist Party, probably Iran. Definitely Trudeau's hero is Joe Biden. Joe, concerned about only a couple of things in life. What would I have for ice cream today? What type? Biden drew a comparison between the southern border in the U.S. and he compared it to what was going on in the Ukraine. The people trying to escape, the women, the children. Not all women, but all women with children. They have a responsibility. Get their babies out of Dodge and get them safe. So the fact checkers are going to go to work pretty soon. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, wow. I'll revisit this subject again. 1049. God bless, Saint. God bless you. Go for a walk. It's a good day.